And we're live, we're live, we're live. I'm going to see if anyone comes on here. I forgot to close out all of my apps. This was totally impromptu. My hair be a hot mess. A hot mess. This is not the email I wanted. Okay. Hello, friends. Hello. Happy Friday. I can't believe that it's actually Friday. We've gotten here. This has felt like the longest and shortest week all at the same time. It's been very, very weird. Hello, Meredith. Happy Friday to you. Welcome. I know I keep like hopping on here at random, but it is what it is. I actually totally forgot that I normally live stream on Fridays until like 20 minutes ago, and I was like, well, shoot, I've had such a day, you guys. It started so well. And then like all the things, and by all I mean really there's only two, but like the things that could go wrong went wrong and just completely derailed my momentum, And it's just, it's so frustrating. So frustrating when that happens. I got up early this morning. I was having a great morning. I have book club with my friend via webcam tonight, which is super fun, except I really love to forget that I have that. So like I remembered this morning because I read the couple of chapters of the book that we're doing, and then, put the book down, went along my merry day, and promptly forgot that we had book club. And I realized that after I went, oh, I'm supposed to live stream today. And then I was kind of like thinking through the structure of the rest of my day and went, oh, I have to meet with Jess at 5:00. And I was like, well, there it goes. Last time we did this, it was a 3-hour conversation. We already told ourselves that we weren't going to do a 3-hour conversation again. But the fact is, when we get together, we talk. And I'm used to seeing her every single week at church. And obviously I haven't been seeing her. So we catch up on everything. And it just ends up being a good time, but a time suck. And so all of a sudden my day disappeared. I was like, well, shoot, I was going to like get all cute for y'all. But I still haven't actually done a workout because of the things that derailed my day. And but I'm here. I'm here to chat with you for a little bit because I actually highly considered not doing live today and just being like, no, we're not going to do it. I've got too much else going on. My hair is a hot mess, but it would be worse if I had it up. So we're trying here. I considered not doing live stream, but I wanted to show up for you guys. So here I am. I got into the Boom Chicka Pop holiday flavors. Dangerous. I haven't found them yet. I looked when I was at Target Wednesday, and I didn't see any. So I haven't gotten to them yet. But there is a salted dark chocolate one or something that is right up my alley. And if I do find it, I will get it. My Sprouts carries all of them. Interesting. I don't know if I have Sprouts around here. Maybe I do. I don't know. I still don't know all of the grocery stores I even have around here. I bought those Yasso sugar cookie bars. I just ate my last one yesterday, and I'm kind of sad. And I'm not letting myself get more until I finish the other Yasso bars that are currently sitting in my freezer. I still have 2 pecan pie ones. I haven't even, or maybe I did open. I have 2 pecan pie ones, 3 pumpkin pie ones, and then an entire box of peppermint bark that I haven't even opened yet. So, but the sugar cookie ones are so good, aren't they? And for 3 points plus, you cannot beat them. Hello, welcome back, Jordan. Oh my gosh, they're so good. So yes, very, very tasty. So today, the 2 stupid things that derailed my day. Are you ready for this? And I'm furious / not so furious with one of them. My husband doesn't watch these, so this is safe. This is a Florida Panthers hockey puck that came in the mail because I ordered it. However, I ordered an autographed one. And do you see an autograph on here? No, there's no autograph on here. And this is the thing that my husband walked up to me and said, this is the kind of thing that I want to like order myself, but he doesn't like to spend money. So, this is the kind of stuff I want for my man cave, my whatever. And he's like, would it be crazy if I just ordered this for myself? And I was like, how about I order it for you? We share a bank account, so it's like him ordering for it. But I was like, I'll order it for you. Then it could be your birthday present. And he goes, okay, fine. Great. So I ordered it. And I got it a week or so ago, or before we even left for oh no, it came while we were in Florida. And I just went to go wrap it today. So I took it out of its package, whatever, and realized as it was sitting on the wrapping paper that there was in fact not a Jonathan Huberdeau autograph on here. So I, get into contact with support. I even called a customer service number. I hate calling customer service, but I went to the online chat and they said it would be faster for you if you call customer service. Sure, no problem. So customer service said they will email me a return or a thing that says, take a picture of your item to prove that you in fact didn't get an autographed one, and they'll send you the right one. Well, instead, I got an email that said the product that you actually ordered isn't in stock anymore. I was like, are you serious? Are you freaking serious? So now I have to return this hockey puck, the thing that he wanted, but I'm pretty convinced my husband forgot that he wanted it and told me to order it. I could be wrong, but I bet you he forgot. Which means I went back on the website and I found something that had what he originally wanted in a pretty case to go along with it, like with a picture of the guy and his name on the bottom and whatever, for 30% off. So for like $20 more, there was this display case option. So I just ordered that for him. Please God, let the right thing show up at my door, because otherwise I'm lost. But I can't get my husband anything. He doesn't want anything, really. You can't surprise him. We are the people that, like, when we want something, we go out and buy it. Like, that's, it's like when he wants a new iPad or a new phone, like he'll wait for Christmas to like get money or whatever, but it's not like he goes, surprise me with this. You can't surprise the man. So this is something like, I actually feel like I might be able to surprise him because he does not know that this is coming. But I'm just like, really? You couldn't give me the right thing? Come on. I work for customer service. Trust me, we hate our job as much as you guys hate calling us. I believe you. And let me tell you, when I have a positive experience with a customer service person, both my husband and I will say something to that person. And my husband was on a customer service call. I can't remember with who. I think it was a utility company of some kind, the internet or something. And this man was the most pleasant man to have a conversation with. And we told him so. We're like, who is your manager? How can we tell people that you're freaking awesome? Because you deserve it. You deserve the high praise because you actually made our experience not terrible. And at my husband's previous job, we had our own health insurance. Like, his company had their own health insurance number. So only people that worked for that company called that specific number. I had no qualms talking to the health insurance people over there either, because they were so nice. They were so nice. They were so helpful. Oh my gosh, I had one guy that was like looking up health codes for me. Like, he spent 25-30 minutes with me just looking up stuff because I was curious. Like, and so like, I'll give mad props to customer service, but a lot of times I just can't stand it. I can't stand it, but I will acknowledge if I've had a positive customer service experience. I didn't have a bad one, but I just have a thing about talking on the phone. I'd much rather talk to you in any way, shape, or form rather than the phone. I don't know why. That's just my thing, which is hilarious because when I was a teenager, I loved talking on the phone. But now that like talking on the phone typically involves adulting, I don't want to do it anymore. So let me catch up on comments, and then I'll tell you the second thing that happened to me today that derailed my entire day. Hot cocoa, marshmallow, sugar cookie, white chocolate, peppermint are the boom chicka flavors. I swear I saw somebody, I think Meg from Minimizing Meg, posted a dark chocolate one. That sounded so good. Kim is here. Audrey's here. Hello, Audrey. I love customer service work. It's management that I can't stand. So the second thing that happened to me, I went, as I do a bajillion times a day, went to go, like, I was actually making my Built Boost drink. So for whatever reason, apparently I had not filled up my water bottles yet today. I still had water from before. And then I had like, I don't know. I'm 95% sure I didn't touch the water machine on the refrigerator yet today. I went to go fill up my water bottle. I put the thing in the slot. Nothing happens. Nothing. At 11 o'clock last night, I was able to fill up my water bottles. And then this morning, I was unable to fill my water bottles. And I was like, I'm sorry, what does this mean? What? So my first instinct was, crap, did we like get our water shut off for some reason I didn't know? So I ran around to like several other faucets, flipped on the water and let it run for a minute to be like, if like water's turned off, it'll eventually run out and do that spitty thing. No, water still works just fine. It's the refrigerator that worked last night that doesn't work now. And I don't like having to call repair people for at least like without a legit reason. We will call repair people when it's actually necessary. But first, we like to troubleshoot. These hands don't troubleshoot the physical things, but this brain looks up how to do it, right? So I figured out that apparently in side-by-side refrigerators, the pipe can freeze that gives you the water. And there's no way to fix it without like taking it apart, and I don't even know, but I messed around with like all of the DIY hacks that didn't actually involve doing something that if I broke it, I'd have to wait for my husband to land tonight to fix it. So I like found a little like squirty thing to try and like shoot hot water up in there and all that jazz. And in the meantime, we have this floor. I think it's laminate. So it's like the cheapest kind of floor. I'm convinced that the person who sold us our condo like did like a quick change of the floor to make it look nice and new and just did the cheapest thing possible. But it's the type of floor where like if you get water on the cracks, then the seams will start to bubble up because it's just particle board or something or whatever, So of course we have a kitchen where we shouldn't get any water on the floor. How stupid is that? Eventually, we plan on replacing it, but for now, we are being very careful. So your girl is messing with water, lots of water, shooting it in all different directions, trying to like dump it down the thing to see if hot water down the ice maker will like warm the plastic enough to melt the ice or whatever over a floor that's not supposed to get wet. I messed around with it for like half an hour. And then my husband called because I just texted him. I'm like, so this doesn't work. And he called from LA. He's like, so what do you mean? I'm like, well, this is what's happening. I think I have a solution. I tried to access the little tube at the bottom of the fridge because if you go to the bottom of the fridge, open the doors, go to the bottom of the fridge and pull off the vent, which I had the strength to do. Yes. Pulled off the bottom of the vent. Found the little tube that looked identical to the thing I saw in the YouTube video. YouTube, you guys, is not just a great place for people like me to put stuff up, but it is great for DIY, figure out how to fix it yourself home stuff. Like I have fixed leaky toilets thanks to YouTube. There was one other like home thing that I fixed thanks to YouTube. And then I'll be darned, there is GE refrigerators. My door stopped giving me water. DIYs on YouTube. So I found the little tube that looked just like the one in the video. And the guy like went and pulled it right out. I couldn't pull it out. So I was like, well, I have two choices here. I could give it all I've got and risk breaking it, or because I'd like, it should be easy. Like it should just be like a pinch thing, but I don't have finger strength to pinch. So I can't like, I'd have to put everything behind it or like start using pliers or do something really weird that might hurt it. So I was like, or I could just leave it alone. And that's what I told my husband. I'm like, I have a solution, or at least I have a troubleshooting method that will tell us whether or not water is actually flowing. That is step one. Because if water is flowing and just not coming out, that means that the thing is frozen. He's like, all right, just leave it till we get home. It's fine. So after, half an hour, 40 minutes of fighting with this thing, I had, and this was after this had happened, I fought with the refrigerator. I got completely derailed. That was a long story of why my Friday has been less than ideal. And why I'm still in gym clothes and not like clean and cute for y'all. Let's see. Nothing more awkward than finding a supervisor because, a customer wants to give you a compliment. I can only imagine, actually. Hi from snowy New Hampshire. Hello from snowy Minnesota. Thank you, Jordan, for telling people to like and all that jazz. Having a hard time typing on my tablet. My keyboard doesn't arrive until Monday. Lisa, are you at work today? But anyway, that's that. That's the story of my Friday. It's been super fun. But I wanted to, of course, talk a little bit about this week's weigh-in. because that's why we're here. I'm completely soaked. I'm going to assume that means you are at work. Otherwise, I don't know what you're doing. But so let's talk about the weigh-in. I decided against my better judgment, and for my friend Jordan, who I'm presuming is male, who has just discovered my channel the other day, I am a TMI, I will tell it like it is type of woman, just so you know. Disclaimer has been disclaimed, and my buddy John, who's used to hearing me talk about stuff like this, hasn't been around lately. So now you know. But I had, I almost didn't weigh in today because this week, as you guys may or may not know, was like heavy on the PMS, heavy on the hormones, and then heavy on getting walloped by my hormones when my period did show up. And that was that was Wednesday. Wednesday was like my really, really rough day. And I wrote a blog post about that because I'm actually blogging, in theory, if all goes well, every day for the next 90 days. I was wondering where John was, right? I don't know where John is. It's holiday season. Everybody is doing a bajillion different things. Like I said, I didn't even know if I was going to show up today. And hi, Jenny, by the way. Yours is a name that I haven't seen pop up and stuff in a while either. I hope you're doing well. Frozen pipe in the fridge, Richie says, use a hairdryer on the pipe. He's a plumber. Okay. Oh, this is actually really helpful. What does he mean by on the pipe? Because it's like where do I do it? Do I like open the refrigerator and like blow it on the back side of the door where I think the blockage is? Is that where I do it? Oh, Jordan is a woman. Oh, good. Okay. Well, then we don't got anything to worry about here. Jordan is one of those names where you could very quite honestly be either, because we have Jordan, Clyde's Daily Life. We've got Jordan, who's a guy. I've got Jordan Warren, who's a girl. So I just don't know. All right. Well, then it's a little bit less awkward, my friend. But seriously, Audrey, this could be very helpful. I don't know for sure if it's frozen, but I couldn't pull the pipe or the little plastic tube at the bottom of my refrigerator. I couldn't pull it out to test the water, because aren't you supposed to, once you pull the little tube out, you can hit the button and water will flow through that tube, and that means the blockage is up in the wall, the door. But if that's the case, if Richie has answers for me, oh please, I will take any advice you can get to fix it before my husband gets home. Don't get me wrong, I'm not dying. The water out of my faucet doesn't taste quite as good, but tastes fine. It tastes fine. I will survive. We still have water. It's not a big deal. This is definitely a first world problem. Got out 2:30. I'm at Starbucks. Aha. We went to France because my husband's mother died of cancer, but I'm back. I'm so sorry, Jenny. My condolences to you and your family. But if you gotta go, France isn't a bad place to go, right? I don't know. Maybe this time of year it is. I don't know what the weather's like in France right now. Where are you? He says if you can see the pipe along the door, run the hairdryer along it. So I can't see the pipe along the door. What I can see is the little spout that's coming out where you hit the button and that's actually where the water comes from. I can see about an inch up into that, and then it disappears to behind the door or in the door. So when you open the door, there's the white thing, right? The whole white interior of the thing. And then I pulled out the bottom of the refrigerator, and I could see the plastic pipe on the bottom with the little thing that connects it, the little blue whatcha-jigget that will go up into the door. That's all I can see, those on the bottom, and then the little bit up at the top. But there's the plastic backing that's actually on the inside of the door, and I don't know if that's where the blockage is. Everyone, I'm driving, so I can't chat. Hello, Lawanda. How are you today? Well, you can't chat. I hope you are well today. Please drive safe. It's awesome. The food. Can you imagine the bakery? Oh, I can't. I've been to France once, and then my husband went to France once. He didn't actually get to do anything fun and exciting in France because he was there for a business trip and was literally in the swanky hotel all day. But the good man that he is still managed to pick me up French macarons from the airport and bring me back French macaroons from the county Tipperary. Mick, Audrey, is that where you're from? Or is there a different one? Are you two from the same area? Are you in Ireland, Mick? If I was at work, I'd probably mention that. Fair enough. Hello, hello. How am I feeling? I'm feeling much better, Sandra. Thank you for asking. Wednesday, if you saw my blog post, Wednesday was a rough day for me. Real rough. You don't get any Vlogmas footage of Wednesday because I think I picked up the camera once and I just felt like crap the whole day. Not that I was sick, but your friends. Oh, hello, Audrey's friend, Mick. Well, you are family already if you came with Audrey. We are happy to have you. I love that. Audrey, thank you for sharing Diva and the Divine with your friends. That's really cool. But yeah, I'm feeling much better. Anyway, my weigh-in. Oh my goodness, I got so derailed. So despite hormones, despite madness, despite everything, I did hop on the scale today, and I am at 173.8. 0.6. 173.6. Because I remember going, oh, all things considered with Thanksgiving and all that, half a pound, not so bad. So I believe that's what I weighed in at. Let me check my little happy scale app, because if you guys recall, on Tuesday I talked about I think I talked about this 90-day challenge that I want to do, where like I'm literally like laser focusing and trying to get as into it as I can and just start to get this stuff done. 173.6. Yes, that's what I weighed in at today. So with Thanksgiving and PMS and hormones in my period and everything, I'm only up 0.6 from whenever it was the last time I weighed in. It's fine. I'm actually probably down from last Friday, because last Friday was the day after Thanksgiving. So I'll take it. And actually, now that I think about it, granted, it was the end or the middle of the day when I hopped on the scale a couple days ago, because I don't know, what is it? I'm a masochist, a sadist, the one where you abuse yourself. I hopped on the scale and it was significantly higher, but it was also the middle of the day. So I'm like, why? I saw the number. I'm like, why are you stupid, Brianna? What? Why? Why are you stupid? So I'm down from that. So I'll take that as a win. It's fine. But so that happened. But I claimed on the beginning of my 90-day journey of like really laser focusing and getting it done. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, my blog, which surprise, surprise, I have a blog, divaandthedivine.com, is going to be basically a look into my diary that you guys can read. So I'm going to try and document every day, you know, what's on my mind and everything, but what I'm eating, fitness, how I'm feeling about things and whatnot. I took measurements for befores. I took before photos, and I'm going to log my weight. Apparently, because I'm doing all right today, starting tomorrow, I'm going to try and log my weight almost every day. Every day that I remember. There are days I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm parched, and I down water right away. And then I'm like, well, there goes my weigh-in, because this weighs like 1.5 pounds, and I'm not joking. I weighed it one day just to see. So over there, I'm going to document this, because I'm hoping that the extra accountability and the work on being laser focused really just kind of helps kickstart things a little bit, because quite frankly, I am so tired of the fact that it is another year and losing weight is still on my list of goals for the new year. I'm tired of it. Because I should be done with that by now. I really should be. And I know for most of us, we have health goals like that. And granted, this year, and I'm going to do an entire video, I think, about how I'm breaking down my weight loss goal, because my health goal, my overall big picture goal, is to get into the best shape of my life. And goal weight happens to be like, this is the big picture right here. Goal weight's one of the little things right under here. But I'm tired of having to lose weight. I'm tired of it. And that's why I'm like, if you just do it, if you just buckle down and get it done, then you can enter the absolutely horrible and overwhelming chapter of maintenance mode for the rest of your life. But then at least I don't have to say I have to lose weight anymore. So I've decided I'm tired of it, which is why I want to focus on this whole buckling down and just getting laser focused. Will I get a little bit derailed while I'm out and about for 2 weeks and not at home? Probably. But if I can at least get the momentum going, That's better than just throwing in the towel now and saying, oh, forget it. I'm going to start on January 1st. That's stupid because it's December 6th. It is December 6th. We have 3 weeks? More than 3 weeks. 3.5 weeks left is it really that all? Oh my gosh. 3.5 weeks left in this year. If I decided to just say screw it for those 3.5 weeks, can you imagine what kind of either progress I would be losing or taking steps backwards? That's stupid. So I was like, you know what? We're going to start, even though this 90-day thing is literally in the middle of all of this madness, this travel madness. I'll be staying with my grandparents, which actually isn't the worst place to be because they eat pretty healthy anyway. So we're pretty safe there. And I can talk about the my plan for Christmas because I'm already mulling over how I'm going to survive Christmas and that week or so that I'm home. And it's going to be 2 weeks. I don't even know how long I'm gone. But my point is, I want to try and put a plan in place to do the best that I can, even if I don't track on Christmas Eve, or even if we go out, my aunt wants to go out for lunch at some point, and odds are, no odds are, we're going to have Lou Malnati's pizza while we're there because I haven't had Lou Malnati's pizza in months and it's killing me. And those bad boys are 13 or 14 points a slice of pizza, and I might have two. It's gotta find that balance. But if I can go into my trip home a couple pounds down, and at least having the momentum going, the step bet is keeping my physical momentum going, literally, because I have to step all the time. But if I can just get that groove on, make sure that I'm on, doing my body pump. I went back to the gym yesterday, guys, and it felt so good to finally get back to the gym and go to body pump. I was jazzed about it. And all that, if I can get that momentum going, then maybe, just maybe, I can roll right on into the new year 5 steps ahead. The big thing for me is actually not going to be the Christmas time. It's going to be New Year's, because the way we're actually doing things is we're going to Chicago for Christmas, as you guys know. And then right from Chicago, we are going east to spend New Year's Eve with my husband's friends from college. So we have a trip within a trip, which is crazy and mildly infuriating simply because I hate to travel. And I'm doing so much of it lately that I'm just but I don't want to travel. I really miss, if we still lived in Chicago, I wouldn't have to travel for Christmas. I could just go home. But the fact of the matter is, we'll be staying at my grandparents' house. They eat pretty healthy. Eric and I will get some food so we can cook and make the things that we need for the time we're actually at home, meaning my grandparents' house. The big thing that's going to be a huge deal is your girl going back to Chicagoland and your girl having a former personal trainer buddy friend who runs the fitness programs at the YMCA means that I get to go to any of the classes that I normally would have gone to if I still lived there, which means I get to go work out with Nicole. I get to go do body pump. I even have a training session with John left that I still need to do. And he knows it. And he goes, when you're in town and we can schedule it, we're going to do it. He's still going to do my training session. So I might actually get to go to body pump. Go to body pump the Monday I get there. I could do my whole routine. My whole fitness routine if I wanted to, which brings me a lot of comfort, So that's still a couple weeks away, but that I'm already planning for how am I going to survive this? How am I going to be able to sit down and write out a blog post every day that says I tried, because that's what this is. I'd love that I'm to the point where, because this is for me, I don't really care what the opinions of everybody that reads it are. But at the same time, you, my friends, if you go and read it, then I want to show you that I'm trying. I don't just want to phone it in. So I need to have something to tell you, right? And I was full on confession mode for the blog post I posted yesterday about my Wednesday and everything. But I want to be able to say that I tried, or at least not have thrown in the towel, That went really, really rambly, but that's what's happening. Let me check up on these comments. I'm getting ready to work soon on the Christmas card. Won't send out a lot. You would be wonderful at writing a book. Jenny, it's funny you should say that. I think I might start writing one in 2020. Would you guys read it? Even if it was about like life with my disease and not actually about weight loss. And it's okay to say no. I'm just genuinely curious. Because one of my closest friends, he's a great friend. He's been there for me through so much over the years. Oh, I'm so glad. My surname is actually Tobin. The surname I'm using is like a nickname. Oh, it's funny. I have a friend named Tobin, a good friend. He was our gaming buddy back in Chicago. I totally understand it's such a battle. I will battle this my whole life. This is great motivation. I'm power walking for 45 minutes. You go, Jennifer. You go. I could easily gain 10 or 20 pounds for New Year's. I'm either gaining or losing. No middle ground for this girl. I tell you, and that's how I've been too. And like I've told you guys this a bajillion times, but like I'm really good. Like, oh crap, crap's hitting the fan. Let's gain some weight. And then I can kind of stay up there. But what I need to do is get this back. I need to get going down back and then stay down here instead, you know? Finally catching you live. Hello, Jessica. I'm new to WW and been watching your videos. Love the 90-day challenge. There are 94 days to my 31st birthday, so a perfect time to start. Start your own 90-day challenge. That's absolutely amazing. 90 days is a really great period of time, and even though we are in the end stages of last 90 days, I started a whole new 90-day challenge just for myself because I can do that. You can do 90 days. Doesn't have to be the start of anything specific. It can be whenever you want, you know, so go for it. Everybody should take steps right now, today, whatever it means to you. It doesn't have to mean for fitness or health or weight loss. It can be if that's what you want it to be, but do something starting today that makes sure that you are a better version of yourself by the time the new year hits. Don't wait until 2020. Do it today. Do it today, which is why I'm coming at you in gym clothes because your girl still needs to do a workout. And I almost was like, I could shower and get cute and then just be done and get all of my steps by doing housework. I could do that, but then I wouldn't be showing up for myself. I'd be breaking the promise to myself that said I was going to work out today. And I don't want to do that. Like, that's my number one goal of the year. And I don't even have it written in my power sheets. I keep pointing over here because that's where my notebook is. I have my 8 goals written down. I figured out the 8th one yesterday. But I have my goals, like my 2020 goals are listed right here. If you would like to hear them, I could give you a sneaky peek. And then underneath each of these, consider each of these like a big umbrella, and then I'll have little mini goals underneath each big umbrella. And not breaking promises to myself is not even written on here, but like it's overall the biggest, like most life-changing thing that I want to focus on. Because in any regard, in any subject, in anything, if I do that one thing, I will succeed in any goal. That is what it is. If I promise myself, Brianna, you're going to stay within your points today, and I actually kept that promise, I'm going to lose weight. If I keep my promises to go to the gym, I'm going to lose weight. You know what I mean? If I keep my promises to put in a 20-hour work week on Diva and the Divine, I'm going to grow. Does that make sense? So like, of all the things that I could possibly do, 2020 needs to be the year that I don't break promises I make to myself. So you should do the same. I was wondering if you were going to go to your old YMCA. You better believe it. You better believe it. So we show up on a Saturday. We're going to get there on a Saturday. You better believe Sunday morning, Eric and I, our butts are in the chairs at the bridge, which is our church. We will be there 9:00 on Sunday morning. We will be there. And which is going to be awesome for me because I also have like a 3 or 4 hour rehearsal at the bridge that day for Christmas Eve, which my heart, you guys can let you in on, like, it's not a secret, but something that happened to me that made me realize I need to film another Brianna Blooms video because I'm not like, I'm very happy here. I'm very content. I'm struggling with I'm very content and very blessed and very happy. And at the same time, I am struggling so hard with having this void in my life that has not been filled yet. And I realized that yesterday because I've been so busy that I haven't noticed, you know. But yesterday I was alone. Eric was traveling, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. Eric was traveling and I was listening to my Spotify playlist. Spotify, for Spotify Pro members, sent out everybody's playlists yesterday of your top ranking music for the year. And and then it put together a playlist of like your top 100 songs that you listen to. And so I turned it on just to be like, oh, this would be a lot of fun because then I'll listen to all my favorite stuff. And so much of it was worship music that we sang at my old church. And I loved that. And so for me, listening to those songs transported me back up onto that stage because I'm usually on the stage singing those songs. And like when there's like big growth into the bridge, into the final chorus, and like I feel that because I was there helping create that moment for the congregation. And then it got my heart so excited that I'm going to get to be a part of it again for Christmas Eve. And that's when like it sinks in that like, but actually that's not my home anymore. And I still don't have I still haven't fully come to accept that the bridge is not my home anymore and that we currently don't have one. And I was so sad. Like I teared up yesterday, like thinking about this, and I was like, wow, this apparently still really bothers me. And it was like you really got to get on this, Brianna, because like there's an absolute possibility that at some time in the future, Eric could change jobs again and we could go home. That's absolutely a possibility. But probably not, you know? So it's just one of those things like I haven't accepted that fact yet. That's the one thing that I haven't accepted. Is like, that's not my place anymore. It will always be my place. You know what I mean? Like it will always be going home, but like that's not my place anymore. And that was an interesting struggle to have last night. There's a little insight into something you guys probably wouldn't have heard about otherwise. 2 pounds. I might be just 2 pounds over. I lost 0.8. I'm free on Lifetime for another month. Amazing. I had December's where I gained 18 pounds and one where I've lost 10. I'm planning on making this year a year I lose. That's a good plan. Jenny would read my book. Lissa would read it. Audrey would read it. Excellent. Eric wants me to write a book. He really does. I relate to everything you're saying. I've been on diet since the 4th grade and I'm in my 50s. I hear you. And I'm just tired. Like that's what it comes down to is I'm tired. And I don't want to say that I'm losing weight again. I don't. And so I'm just like, I need to do it. Just do it. Keeping the promise to get 8 years of sleep. So good for weight loss. I'm thinking you mean 8 hours, but yes. So good for weight loss. Working on this right now. Yeah. Sleep is super important. And that's another thing I need to work on. I need to work on my nighttime routine. I have a solid nighttime routine, but like the actual act of making sure I get enough sleep, because the fact for my body is, especially with my disease, fatigue, as witnessed on Wednesday, fatigue and I do not get along. If I want to accomplish all the things that I want to accomplish, I need to make sure I'm well rested, because while this is the case for everybody, if you don't get enough sleep, you do not have the energy needed to do your day. It is tenfold for me because it literally takes us, I can't remember if the number is 3 or 5 times, but it's one of those times, like let's say 5. It takes a patient with my disease 5 times as much energy, literally 5 times as much energy to do anything. So for the energy that it takes you to take a shower, it eats up that much more of my energy and my time. And even getting dressed, there are days that like I will literally wear like comfy, stretchy clothes because I don't feel like fighting with pants that day. And that's a side of things you don't necessarily always see, because it's standard, like regular life to me. Be like, I really don't feel like fighting with jeans every time I have to pee. And you all know that I like to drink my water, so I have to pee all the time. Therefore, I will not wear jeans with a difficult button or something like that, just because I don't have the energy. I don't. So it's important to make sure you get rested. And that's for all of us. You have a friend with the same surname as me. That's pretty cool. Yes, Tobin is his first name. I feel you. I'm still mourning the loss of my old churches. Yep. I use Spotify. It's fantastic. Yes. For some of us, it's hard to accept and to make better in life. Different things in different life, but my health. Yep. Making sure I got everyone's comments. I did. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm I'm a little bit up on the scale, which, I'm really good at barely talking about my actual weigh-in during these weigh-in videos. But so I'm up a little bit on the scale, but that's okay. I'm doing this 90-day journey. So far today, I'm actually feeling very solid about myself. I have 5 points left. Today was reset day, so I have all 49 of my weeklies left, remaining. I am on the old Weight Watchers Points Plus plan, but I've pre-tracked dinner. So this 5 points remaining is just for me to play with, which is awesome. And if all goes according to plan, I won't eat again until dinner. And I've been doing pretty solid. 950 calories. I had a sandwich. I had protein oatmeal for breakfast, and it wasn't sucky. Like, it actually tasted pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. I use this thing called Protein 4 Oats, like the number 4 from PE Science, which is the company I get my probiotic from. And they have a whole lot of other really, really cool products. I have a container of their protein powder, which I'm really enjoying. And I really liked the sample of their pre-workout that has no caffeine. But I pumped so hard, like literally I took it before body pump, and I felt like I was on fire, and there was no caffeine in that bad boy. So I was like, shoot, when I am out of pre-workout, I might have to invest in some of this PE Science stuff. But so they send every month with my monthly subscription of my probiotic, they send a packet, like it's literally just packets stacked about this high of a bunch of different trials of their products. And every month I keep getting a Protein 4 Oats packet, and it's just a single serving, and I've never used it. So I busted out some oatmeal, and I busted out this protein thing, and I had I think it ended up being 22 grams of protein in my bowl of oatmeal this morning, and it was good. It was very good. So the bottom line is I've been tracking today and doing really well, and with a fresh set of weeklies, even if I go a couple over, it's all good. It's all good. I'm up to, do I ever do a cleanse or fasting? I do intermittent fasting, which means for me, I do 14 hours if I'm behaving, and I have been for the last couple of days. I do 14 hours of fasting and then a 10-hour window where I eat all of my food. And the 10-hour window is less important to me than the 14-hour fast. I never actually pay attention to, I guess I do indirectly, because I focus on my end time, and I go, okay, I stopped eating at 7:30 p.m. That means I can't eat till 9:30 tomorrow morning. Like, those are the two numbers I focused on, and I'm focused on the time period of the fasting, not the time period of the eating. I will eat all of my food in a 10-hour window. But I've never done like a 24-hour fast or anything like that. Cleanses don't work. So, and I've done them. They don't work. They will cause you to lose a couple of pounds, but they will not cause you to lose a couple pounds of fat. So it is much better for you to just kind of and sometimes I'll talk about cleansing or the after Thanksgiving detox or whatever. For me, what that means is eating more vegetables and less crap. That's what a cleanse is to me. How about we focus on whole foods for a couple of days? Okay. And just being smart about your choices and upping your fiber intake and upping your protein and lowering your sugar. Just standard, this is how we should be eating most of the time anyway stuff. I wish we had weeklies on the Slimming World plan, but sadly we don't. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not quite sure how the Slimming World plan actually works. I'm up since Thanksgiving, but I'm good. I'm going to kick my butt back in sync. Gotta keep at me, period. Not giving up on my journey. Don't give up on your journey. I miss being able to do IF, but at least I haven't seen any huge differences when I do or don't do it. The interesting thing to me was everyone keeps asking me about how intermittent fasting is affecting my cycle, because it has been said that women actually can have negative hormonal effects when they do intermittent fasting. I had a weird month with my cycle this past month, and I was not intermittent fasting. Explain that one to me. I don't know. But I don't know. That was just a little fun fact. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I got, my friends. That's all I got. And I've been going for longer than I thought I would be. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns, things that you want to address and talk about before I go about my day? Because I got laundry that's laundrying. I need to put dishes away. It's been a housewife type of day. Probably just being out of the norm. I'm sure So I have no like legit evidence to back this up. Like maybe I do. I don't know. But I think my entire body is heavily affected by any stress that I feel. And I like to create stress when it's not necessarily necessary. So when there's actually real stress, it's a killer. And travel is one of my biggest stressors of all time. One of the biggest stressors I experience is with travel. So I'm thinking just all of that and like having to change flights and do all this and blah, blah, blah. And oh my gosh, there's more travel happening in a couple of weeks and all that. I think that really like messed with my head, which messed with my hormones. So today I was looking at 0 and it said I've completed 99 fasts. That's amazing, Audrey. That means tomorrow it'll be 100. Yay! Keep feeling better. You look good. Look rested. I am rested. My husband comes home tonight, so there's a solid chance that changes. But at least for 2 days, I was able to completely control the way I sleep, which was really nice. My problem with sleep, so this is like, I don't know how to fix this in my brain. I don't know, but I'm a light sleeper and I'm also very aware of how I sleep. So when I'm starting to phase out, I'm a snorer. I'm a chronic snorer. I have been my entire life. And so I'm also like, I'm very aware of how I might be affecting my husband. And so I need, in a perfect world, Eric goes to bed and falls asleep before I fall asleep. Because then I don't have, once he's out, a fire alarm could go off and he probably wouldn't wake up. So then I can fall asleep and I always end up snoring in like the I'm phasing out stage of sleep. And then it stops once I actually hit deep sleep. And so the problem is if I'm starting to fall asleep before Eric and he is trying to fall asleep and I start to snore, he'll nudge me and wake me up, and waking me up out of that I'm falling asleep zone jolts me awake and I can't fall back asleep. Problem number 1. Perfect. Second thing is I also, it's verifying something. Ooh, okay. I thought my computer was about to like restart or something. And the second thing is I try and go to bed at a schedule, but because of this whole thing of knowing that like if I'm not asleep before, if I'm, how do I want to say this? If I'm asleep before Eric and he might wake me up, which jacks up my sleep, then I don't want to fall asleep before him. So I have to wait for him to come to bed, but he likes to stay up later than me and, or he'll wake me up in the act of coming into the room. Like it's just all of this stuff that makes me go like, I want him to go to bed 15 minutes before me and fall asleep while I'm finishing getting ready for bed so I can just go in and go to bed. But it never works that way. I'm always the first one in bed. And so it's been really nice to have just 2 days of like not having to worry about it. I can go to bed whenever I want, fall asleep however I want, be as loud as I want, and nobody cares, and nobody's going to wake me up. Gracie and I went right to bed, and it was awesome. It's definitely a marital thing. And it's not that like there's no tension between us because of it. It's just that I don't want to be, I'm trying very hard to be a good wife about it. And I don't want to inconvenience him because he's the one that has to get up at 5:30 and actually go to work. You know, like that's my thing. It's like, I'm trying to be very courteous to him because that man's income is what we live off of. He's the one that has to actually show up and be on his A game. So my priority is making sure he actually gets the sleep he needs. And there are nights that I suffer because of it. And suffer is not the right word, but because I'm also so strict on myself, if I only get 4 hours of sleep, but I've slept until 7 o'clock, like I beat myself up about it. And this is all in here. This is all in here. Your girl's a little bit nuts. I'm glad you love the 0 app, Audrey. Travel, the time zone change shortly after the clocks change. Yeah, I've been real out of it. It's been a mess. I've slept through the smoke detector going off. When I was in college, I was asleep when a fire alarm was going off, and my roommate was out for the night. We were on the first floor, and she came up to our window. Brianna, get up! The fire alarm's going up, shouting at me through the window. Me too on the sleep pattern, sleep apnea, and light sleep. Frustrating to say the least. Then I'm tired. Yep. You may be nuts, but we love you. Well, thank you. I would be a lot more boring if I wasn't at least a little bit crazy. Am I right? It's between us and a couple. Husband can be hard to sleep with. Me, I'm a light sleeper. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm a light sleeper too. He's a nice heavy sleeper. There are nights that like there's been a couple of nights where I'm also getting very good about like if I'm tired and it's 10:30, I'll go to bed. But because of my whole insomnia issues before, if I'm genuinely like I'm just not ready for bed yet, or if Eric's going to bed particularly early, like there's some nights he comes home very rarely, but he comes home and he's like, I'm so tired, and he goes to bed at like 9:30. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm not going to bed with you yet because I know I'll just sit there and it would be horrible. So I'll putter around out here, whatever. I'll come into the bedroom. He shoots up in bed, like sits up, looks right at me, acknowledges me and like everything, and goes back to sleep. And the next morning I asked him, I'm like, so do you remember waking up and acknowledging my presence when I came to bed last night? And he's like, I didn't do that. I'm like, oh, you absolutely did. So he can be awake and still actually be sleeping. I wish we could just even it out a little bit. Like, can I take some of his deep sleepiness, just a little bit, to even out the playing field? If only that was a thing. My mom tried to get the rest of us up. It didn't work. Possibly separate bedrooms on work nights. So, Lisa, it's interesting to say that we don't want to be the couple that does separate bedrooms. I find it's really important to me that we're able to keep that bond together. But that being said, we do have a guest bedroom now, and Eric has left me on a couple of occasions. Either he can't sleep, and when I was saying that, like I'm very courteous of him, trying to not interrupt him. He gives me the same thing, and if he's having a night where he gets in bed and he's just restless. And when he's restless, he moves, and the moving is what keeps me awake and blah, 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 blah. He will get up and leave, and I'll wake up like in the middle of the night maybe, and he won't be there. And he ends up sleeping upstairs because he doesn't want to bother me. So he does that too. And kindly, he's also always the one that if we don't end up sleeping together, he's the one that comes upstairs so I don't have to climb stairs to go up and sleep in the other bed. So he has done that on a couple of occasions. He has also left me because he's not tired yet, and he sits out on the couch, and then he just passes out on the couch until 3:00 in the morning. He's done that too. So we have the option of the separate bedroom on nights where one of us is particularly on edge or not ready to sleep or something like that. And it's usually him that moves. But we try to make sure we're getting into a routine where we can actually be in the same bed. But you guys also have to remember, we're going to be married 6 years in January. We've spent the first 5 years with him traveling 4 days a week, every single week, or being in business school, So he worked for that company for 4 years. 4 years for sure. Travel. And so I was used to sleeping alone most of the week anyway. So even like we've got 4 years to make up for. We're not going to make up for that in 6 months by learning how to actually be with each other every single night and learn each other's sleep patterns, because most of the time we didn't even have to worry about it. So it's going to take us some time, and we do have the option of one of us sleeping in another bed on particularly rough nights. But we're trying. We're learning. We're trying. I sleep in such tense state some nights. Richie does that too. He never ever remembers. It's creepy, isn't it? When they acknowledge you or talk to you and they have no recollection of the conversation. Thank you for having me. I'll be on regular. Thank you, Mick. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it. We're older now. We can sleep easier alone. He takes up the bed. I need to start resting in another bed, get the rest I need. Otherwise I get sick. Yeah. And it's hard. I mean, maybe that's our future. Who knows? But for now, we're trying to make sure that we can stay in the same room, because I like emotionally, like I like that connection. I always feel like sometimes if he leaves and I didn't know he left or whatever, I'd be like, were you okay? Why did you leave me? And he'll be like, I just didn't want to wake you up. And I'm like, okay. Because I just want to make sure that like, as long as we're connected, like that's really important to me that we have that connection. Because it's important. It's a very important thing. And my marriage is my most important thing that I have in my life. So I need to, we work hard to make sure that we are as bonded as we can be. It is so creepy. Eric seems like a great guy. He is. He's wonderful. I got very, very lucky. And I acknowledge that on a regular basis. And I'm reminded of that every time I go to Florida and I'm hanging out with his family. They're my family. Like, they're not my in-laws. They're my family. My father-in-law called me the other day. Gosh, when did we get home? So we got home Sunday. He called me Monday night. And the first thing he called me with a reason, but he called me just to be like, it's quiet in the house. We miss you guys. Like, you saw us yesterday. But it was, and he called me, not his son, me, which is really sweet. So they are my second family, and there's no like in-law weird relationship with any of them. So I'm very lucky and very blessed. And the man that I randomly found online, there was no rhyme or reason as to why that should have happened, but it did. But yeah, so on that note, my friends, I'm up 0.6. I'm not mad about it. And I'm focusing. Like, that's really what it comes down to. I am making sure that I'm actually putting in the effort to do the things. And you guys can read all about that on my website, divaandthedivine.com. I have, I think, 4 blog posts about it up already. And I'm hoping to try and stay on top of it. Eric is so lovely. You're lucky you have a good relationship with his family. Richie's mother basically disowned him because we got married. And see why. Why would you do that? And yeah, no, I got really lucky. They are a good Christian family, and Eric has an excellent example in how to be married in his father and in his mom's father, because his mom's father is his mom's mother. It has dementia, in a nursing home, has no idea who anybody is essentially a vegetable. And her father, his grandpa, is there most days of the week, taking the most exquisite care of this woman who doesn't even know he's there most of the time. And it is the most heartwarming thing. And that it's so sad for all of us to witness, but at the same time, it fills my heart with such joy, because I'm like, that is the example of love that my husband has. He watched this happen, and he watched how dedicated this man still is to her. And that's his example of marriage. How lucky could I be? How lucky could I be? I'm sitting here in Starbucks tearing up. Good for you both. Keep good, happy marriage. It's so important. So many of my friends, or my Facebook friends, acquaintances, whatever, I have lost count about how many people that I'm Facebook friends with who are my age who have gotten divorced already. I'm 33. And like, and no offense to you if like that was you, but like the number is just mind-boggling to me. And I refuse. Like, Eric and I discussed at length that word, the D word, was not even an option for us. Not even an option. And we treat our marriage as such, because it's till the end, the end, and we go home to Jesus. Yeah, that just is what it is. So it needs to be a priority. Otherwise, not great things could happen, and we don't want that. Now she speaks to him, but it took 6 years, only because his dad was dying, and she's very cold with me. That makes me so sad, Audrey. I'm so sorry. I am so glad that I have such a great relationship with my in-laws. They are absolutely wonderful. Thanks for the live video. Didn't know you'd be live so soon today. Keep missing your live shows. I'm always live on Tuesday nights at 8:30, 7:30 Central. Always. Unless I mentioned that I won't be, for example, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Both of those are Tuesdays. I will not be live on those days. But in general, I will be live on Tuesdays for sure. Fridays are typically up in the air. I shoot for 2 o'clock. I sometimes do a little bit earlier, sometimes do a little bit later. But I try to go live on Fridays as well. Richie is so lovely. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Audrey. That makes me very, very happy to hear. But yeah. All right, my friends. 40 seconds and I've hit an hour exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off and get some more stuff done. I could talk to you guys all day. I really, really could. Thank you for hanging out with me on this Friday. Thank you for all of your well wishes after hearing I wasn't feeling so great. You guys are seriously the best. If you haven't already, Vlogmas is happening on my channel. Go check it out. It's just, Vlogmas is videos most of the days during December. We'll see. We'll see what it ends up being, but there's going to be a lot more follow me along. And I'm working on today's video that I'm filming is like husband's away, wifey will play type of thing. But anyway, go check out the videos, give your likes and your comments. They really help me out a lot. And thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll talk to you later.